What's up guys, today I explain you 10 best anime movies ranked. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe this channel, because we are close to hit the 1200 followers and now have fun with the video. Everyone has a different favorite Hayao Miyazaki movie, and there's no wrong answer. However, Spirited Away is a strong example of Miyazaki at his finest. Chihiro desperately tries to free her parents of their unusual cure by working at a resort for supernatural beings. Chihiro's status in the supernatural realm exposes her to some of Studio Ghibli's most creative creatures, but there's a real heart to this film. Everything that Chihiro does is in support of her family, and she leaves this experience smarter and more confident than when she started. Spirited Away also remains the only hand-drawn, non-English language movie to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. Spirited Away is still extremely popular in Japan more than 2 decades later, but its success at the Oscars speaks to the mainstream international success it's found. It's a benchmark that many animation studios continue to strive towards. It's practically impossible to discuss the best anime movies to watch without 1988's Akira entering the conversation. Akira is a groundbreaking anime movie that continues to inspire both anime and live-action international cinema alike. Akira tells a powerful dystopian sci-fi story about nuclear warfare, genetic experiments, and a corrupt society. However, Katsuhiro Otomo's meticulous attention to detail when it comes to the movie's animation is Akira's greatest asset. The film condenses a ton of source material manga into a 2-hour movie that isn't bereft of plot holes. That being said, Akira is full of remarkable visuals when it comes to Tetsuo's gruesome transformations and the exaggerated fights that follow. It's a landmark animated accomplishment that still trumps many modern anime movies. Mamoru Hosoda is one of the most exciting filmmakers in the anime industry. Bell, Hosoda's latest effort, feels like the culmination of the director's career and his best anime movie. Most of Hosoda's works are interested in virtual worlds and the schism between online avatars and the real people behind them. Bell elegantly contextualizes these ideas into a modern update on Beauty and the Beast. Suzunato struggles to find the inspiration to return to her passion, singing, and songwriting, yet she gains a new lease on life after immersing herself in the digital world of You and You. Suzu becomes Belle and sings to her heart's content. Belle is a touching story about identity, but the animation is incredibly detailed, and Belle's musical performances won't soon be forgotten. Audiences will connect with Belle, but also the Curse K, who suffers a tragic fate that Belle strives to amend. Masaaki Yuasa is an anime auteur who is currently doing some of the most avant-garde work in the medium between series like Ping Pong the Animation, Devilman Crybaby, and Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. Yuasa has also directed some of the decade's best anime movies, including Lu Over the Wall, Ride Your Wave, and Inu O. Mind Game is Yuasa's directorial debut, and it's such an accomplished calling card for the visionary's eclectic style. Mind Game becomes a surreal journey of self-discovery. Nishi's desire to voice his feelings to his longtime crush literally takes him to heaven and back again. Reincarnated and determined to be his best self, Nishi sets out to accomplish his goals in this weird and wonderful coming-of-age story. Mind Game operates with the spontaneity and ingenuity of an anthology film, yet it adeptly connects its seemingly disparate dots into a powerful tale of true love. A Silent Voice is an anime movie that came out in 2017, yet it's already established a strong reputation for itself as one of the medium's most moving stories. The cathartic tale boasts a bright and colorful design aesthetic, but deep down, it tells an important, tragic narrative that everybody should experience, especially anyone who's ever been involved with bullying. A Silent Voice follows two teenagers through middle school and high school as they struggle to find their places in the world. A Silent Voice brutally emphasizes how actions have consequences and that the callous individuals who provoke others may be just as vulnerable. Shoya and Shuko go through an incredible roller coaster of emotions as Shoya evolves from tormentor to friend. A Silent Voice reminds its audience that no one is too far gone for redemption and that the cruelest individuals are often the ones who are in the most pain. Falling between Ponyo and his most recent film, The Boy and the Heron, The Wind Rises is an unsung Hayao Miyazaki classic that lacks the magical flourishes and fantasy of the rest of his filmography. Aviation has always fascinated Miyazaki, and The Wind Rises, which is also based on Miyazaki's manga, turns what's typically subtext into its focus. It's a film that Miyazaki has been destined to tell, and he beautifully rises to the occasion and does this real-life parable justice. The Wind Rises is an emotional story about Jiro Horikoshi, an aircraft designer who's horrified to learn that his aviation creations were used for destructive purposes in World War II. It's an examination of what it means to have something beautiful get co-opted into a vicious, blunt tool. Many Studio Ghibli films prompt introspection in their audiences, but The Wind Rises grows more relevant with each passing year and proves that Miyazaki doesn't need fantastical flourishes to open his audience's eyes. Satoshi Kon is most commonly known for his surrealist psychological stories like Perfect Blue and Paprika, but Millennium Actress is a more nuanced tale that showcases the diversity of his talents. Millennium Actress is one of the most effective anime movies about legacy and regret, which is explored through an inventive structure where an elderly Japanese actress, Chiyoko Fujiwara, is interviewed for a documentary on her prolific career. Chiyoko tells her life story to these eager filmmakers, and each major period of change gets impressively deconstructed. Millennium Actress distills a performer's entire life in a tight 87-minute movie that delicately celebrates the joys and tragedies that have made Chiyoko the person she is today. Millennium Actress is a beautiful ode to an icon's legacy that reiterates that everyone's life is worthy of celebration and preservation. Makoto Shinkai is one of this generation's greatest anime filmmakers. The director's filmography touches upon similar subject matter in many of Shinkai's projects, but they still rise to the occasion and amount to some of the decade's most emotional anime movies. Weathering with You and Suzume are both winners, but Your Name is arguably Shinkai's best anime movie. Your Name mixes quaint slice of life storytelling with body swap shenanigans, all of which culminate into a surprisingly effective romantic comedy. Taki and Mitsuha are a boy and girl from different communities who long for the other's life, which they suddenly get a chance to experience courtesy of an unusual phenomenon. Your Name breathes new life into this tired trope, and a fascinating character study ensues. Your Name's powerful character development and emotional beats are important, but it's also a movie that just looks fantastic. Shinkai painstakingly recreates Japanese neighborhoods so that Taki and Mitsuha's stories ring as true as possible. Psychological dramas have the potential to become some of the best anime movies. Satoshi Kon was one of the strongest storytellers in this area, even with his earliest anime efforts. Kon passed away far too young, and his anime track record is without any misfires, but Perfect Blue remains Kon's magnum opus. It's quite remarkable that his debut film is this polished and has so much to say, especially since it was nearly released as a direct-to-video OVA. Perfect Blue follows Mima, a former pop idol who decides to leave her musical group and try to make a go on her own as an actress. Mima is subjected to strange harassment from a dangerous fan, all of which causes her to progressively lose her grasp on herself and reality. Perfect Blue's ending still hits hard, as does its deep examination of the public and private selves. It's a deconstruction of identity and toxic fandom is staggering, especially for a film that came out in the late 90s before internet subcultures had reached a fever pitch. Anime movies can transport their audiences to unbelievable fantasy worlds or present larger-than-life heroes and villains. Still, they can also be an important tool for education and promote positive change and empathy. Grave of the Fireflies is a staggering achievement that chronicles the heartbreaking story of Seita and Setsuko, two young siblings who become orphans during the height of World War II. Grave of the Fireflies depicts their struggles to survive and the cruel nature of the world during this difficult time. Seita and Setsuko suffer through atrocities, and the movie doesn't pull any punches, which is hard to watch but necessary for its message. Grave of the Fireflies is absolutely not a fun movie, and it's a title that audiences may only be able to handle once. However, this is all a testament to the movie's overwhelming success, and it's still the best anime movie about World War II. Grave of the Fireflies tells a painful story that needs to be remembered, now more than ever, and it's a true achievement in animation.